article that appeared in Psychology Today said, Rethinking How We Conference. It says this: conferences are not going away, and I believe they're not. I believe that face-to-face and blended learning is not going away, and I think we're lucky. It also says we're stuck in an old model. Go back to the pictures of the room sets. Go back to the agendas that we have. Go back to how we do things. Even go back to generally how we have a speaker at lunch or dinner when people really just want to talk about what they've learned. It says the real dilemma is bums on seats versus participant experiences. So allowing people to have those experiences. And so we have to come up with ways to make it more interesting, much more fun, allow people to come to this. And one more time, the ROI is return on imagination, right? So return on imagination, which I think is great. So as we end, I want to give you some resources, and I want to tell you why. Mental Floss website or magazine is the best way to stimulate your brain ever, anywhere, at any time. It is outstanding. It's something that I give to people as gifts because I think everybody needs to have their brain stimulated. Dan Pink's book, A Whole New Mind, is about right brain thinking. And it gives examples from law schools and medical schools that are absolutely applicable to what we do at meetings, how we take people out of the normal setting. If I were having a meeting, I would love to walk through the aquarium with you, and then we would look at things, and then we'd talk about how that stimulated our imagination. Not just because it's a fabulous experience to see all this, how it stimulated our imagination and what we could do with that stimulation. VARK is a learning tool. If you're interested in how adults learn, you can do that. The good, bad thing about learning meetings and conferences and practice is it's currently out of print in the US. I'm working with the authors to get it back in the US. It's in Denmark. If you buy no other book, promise me you will buy Seating Matters by Paul Roddy. Paul Roddy has been at this as long as I have in trying to get room sets just to be different. And he's done a fabulous book with diagrams that you can take those awful schoolroom sets and change a couple chairs and a little bit of a slant, and you have a whole different look. I will tell you this, I wrote the foreword. I wasn't paid to write the foreword, and I get no residuals from the sales of the books. I just think they're fabulous. And those of you with facilities, if you don't have it to recommend to your clients, you're missing an opportunity. Couple others, Play I already mentioned, and that's the full title. Adrian Seeger's written Conferences That Work, Creating Events That People Love, and then 5 Rules for Creative Culture. So those are all things that work. This is how you find me. I'm really visible, and I'm very good at answering email. It sometimes takes a couple days, but I will get there. And so as your last thing, what I'd like you to do is either create in drawing or in words what your actions are going to be. What are you going to do as a result of being here to allow you to make meetings that are different? What will you do? So if you'll just quickly draw something or write something, ditto virtual audience, because I want to know from you too. We want to hear a couple ideas of things you're going to do.
I'm going to read Roddy's book on creative settings.
Yeah. Read Roddy's book and put it into practice. It's one thing to read it, it's another to put it into practice. What else are you going to do? If the virtual audience chimes in, let us know.
Okay.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do to make your meetings more playful and have better return on imagination? What are you going to do? There's one over here.
Just come up to me. We have a meeting with executives who's supposed to talk about cutting budget, and I'm thinking like I'm going to buy Play-Doh.
I think Play-Doh is an excellent idea for
Let them
executives.
cut that budget and visually.
And that's an excellent idea. Let them see what that's going to look like and name the pieces.
And I wonder what color they're going to pick.
Yeah, green. Okay. So what else? What are you going to do? Mark? Oh, right over here.
We have one from the virtual audience while we're waiting for the microphone to be passed.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's Yolanda. She says she's going to take the, as I was reading it, it got escalated. Take best learning experience to the planning committee.
Great. And I think, and I hope, Yolanda, that you will write to me and let me know what happens with that, because it's a great exercise to do. So email me after you've done it. Mark?
We're going to try to introduce playrooms in addition to breakout rooms for an upcoming conference.
Yeah, I think introduce some play, or even an area outside the breakout rooms where people can go get fun stuff and take it into the rooms and make sure that the instructors are comfortable with that. One more? Yep, over here.
We're going to download TED, and then we're also going to buy the Wiki, Sticks, and Play-Doh for our office. So when we're planning the meetings, we're creative in the process.
Yeah, so when you're planning, get things that you can play with and begin to do that and encourage people, and don't judge what they've made. That's the other piece. Don't make fun of those. Let me end with a great quote. If Albert Einstein can say that play is the highest form of research, then we in the meetings industry can certainly use this as what we do. I hope that you will take from this that we don't have to continue to do meetings the same way we've always done them. I am very grateful you were here. I'm very grateful you, virtual audience, were with us. I wish I want to go back and see your conversation because it sounds rich and fun. And I'm very grateful to PMY, which I always, my mouth doesn't, PYM, so it's what I do, for doing this. Thank you.
All right. Big round of applause for Joan Eisenstott. Thank you, Joan. All right, so for those of you who've joined us on the live broadcast, I want to thank Telenect again for partnering with Plan Your Meetings and allowing us to bring you into this session. I thought it went really well, and I'm also excited to read all of your comments and feedback. I'm sure we're going to find a creative way to capture all of that and post that at planyourmeetings.com. So check there. Also, all of your tweets and everything that came in today will also be posted at planyourmeetings.com. So I encourage you to visit that.